Weeks before the 2026 World Cup, a Somali FIFA referee named Omar Artan lands in Miami. Valid visa, match assignment, full accreditation. At the border booth, he is turned away. He never leaves the airport. A valid visa does not guarantee entry. The officer at the booth has final discretion. No appeal, no explanation required. In 2026, the United States headlines the largest World Cup ever. 48 nations, 104 matches, 78 of them on American soil, and one opponent no team can prepare for. The U.S. border, the 33rd team, undefeated. This is how it screens who plays and who watches. Two presidential proclamations issued in 2025 and 2026 now bar or restrict nationals from approximately 39 countries. 4 of those countries have already qualified for the World Cup. Iran, Haiti, Senegal, Côte d'Ivoire, all qualified, all on the restricted list. Their players will enter under an exemption for athletes. Their fans will not. A match ticket does not grant entry. It is not a travel document. It carries no legal weight at a U.S. port of entry. A ticket is a promise the border is not obligated to keep. FIFA introduced a digital credential called the FIFA Pass. It does not grant visas. It speeds up consular appointment scheduling. The decision still belongs to a human officer in a booth 8,000 kilometers away. Some applicants are offered a refundable visa bond. The price, up to $15,000. Refundable if you leave on time. A test of wealth, not intent. An estimated 5 million international fans will attempt to attend. They will enter the same screening system built to filter permanent immigration, not tourism. The system that filters fans also filters something else, something FIFA has not acknowledged. We will return to this. The border's rulebook predates football entirely. The 1952 Immigration and Nationality Act screens every visitor for one thing above all, the intent to leave again. Its Section 214B flips the burden. Every applicant is presumed an intending immigrant until they prove otherwise. A footballer is no exception. Think of the U.S. border as a goalkeeper. It does not need to stop every shot. It needs to stop enough to change the outcome. The goalkeeper's advantage is uncertainty. You never know which save will come. It's the shots never taken, the striker who hesitates, the fan who never books the flight, the official who quietly stops being assigned. Deterrence does the work. Denial is just the visible part. How many fans from Iran, Haiti, Senegal, or Côte d'Ivoire will never apply? The $15,000 bond? The embassy appointment 3 months away? The refusal that leaves a permanent mark on future applications? The goalkeeper does not need to move. The shot is never taken. Here is the complication. A visa is not entry. It is permission to request entry. The officer at the port of entry has unreviewable discretion. A visa holder can be turned away at the gate. No appeal, no refund. Days before the tournament, Iraq's striker Ayman Hussein lands at Chicago's O'Hare. He's detained 7 hours, his phone searched, then let in. His team photographer, Talal Salah, is held over 10 hours and denied entry outright. Hussein was not accused of anything. He was flagged for secondary screening, a process designed to resolve uncertainty. The system does not distinguish between threat and inconvenience. Both look like risk. Iran's national team requested visas for approximately 15 support staff, trainers, analysts, equipment managers. Nearly all were denied. The Iranian Football Federation moved its entire pre-tournament training base from Tucson, Arizona, to Tijuana, Mexico, across the border, where their staff could legally exist. The players themselves will be granted entry. Diplomatic exemptions for athletes are standard, but a national team is not 11 men. It is physios, chefs, video analysts, translators, the people who never touch the ball. Now consider Breel Embolo, the Swiss international. His US entry was flagged too, not over his nationality, but over a 2018 altercation in Basel that became a finalized conviction this year. Embolo's case was resolved in person at the US Embassy in Bern, where officials reviewed the court records and cleared him within days, fast enough to join the squad. That's the asymmetry. A wealthy federation can route a problem through an embassy and resolve it in days. The standard applicant from a poorer nation has only the queue. Same system, different doors. State Department data shows visa approval rates vary by country of origin. For Swiss applicants, the approval rate exceeds 90%. For Iranian applicants, it falls below 50%. For Somali applicants, lower still. Consular officers face asymmetric consequences. An approved applicant who overstays creates a record against the officer. A denied applicant who would have returned home creates nothing. The incentive is to deny at the margin. When Omar Artan was denied entry, the match proceeded without him, another referee assigned. The system does not stop for individuals. It routes around them. If referees from Somalia, Sudan, or Syria cannot reliably enter, they stop being assigned. The officiating pool narrows. The World Cup becomes less global, not by rule, but by filter. Individual denial becomes team disadvantage. Team disadvantage becomes institutional norm. Institutional norm becomes systemic exclusion. The filter tightens without anyone turning the dial. FIFA awarded the 2026 World Cup to the United States knowing this system exists. The filter is not a bug. It is a feature the host brings to the tournament. So how does the border decide who plays? Not by banning anyone outright, by making the attempt cost enough in money, time, and uncertainty that only some can afford to try. Fans from Iran, Haiti, Senegal, and Côte d'Ivoire will watch from home. They will hear their anthems played in stadiums they could not enter. Their absence will not be counted. The system does not discriminate against fans from poor nations. It applies the same rules to everyone. But equal rules produce unequal outcomes when wealth determines who can meet the burden of proof. 48 nations will compete in the 2026 World Cup. One opponent will face teams from 39 countries before they even reach the pitch. Its record is undefeated. 48 nations will compete in 2026. 4 of them must clear an opponent before kickoff, and fans from 39 countries face it too. Its record is undefeated. Visa friction doesn't redraw the talent map on its own. Africa and South America still feed the game, but it adds cost and risk to scouting the very places that produce the most, and markets quietly route around friction. The World Cup is a map, not of football talent, but of mobility privilege. It reveals who the global economy decides is worth moving. The border does not pick winners. It prices out those who cannot afford to compete. The 2026 World Cup will crown a champion. It will also reveal, in 48-nation detail, who the world decides is allowed to participate. The matches will end. The mechanism will remain. Omar Artan returned to Somalia. He refereed a match the following week, somewhere else, somewhere he was allowed to go. This is what we do here. Take apart the systems no one shows you. If you want to see the rest, subscribe to the deep narrative. The game was never just the game.